Well, you guys are not going to believe how this hoof started. Let's show you here. Good evening, guys. This is a video unlike nothing I've shown you guys before. It may look like this hoof is pretty well healed up, but this hoof was super gnarly and it was one of the worst things I've ever seen on film, and I'm going to give you a snapshot right now of how it ended up. And as you can see, there is a block where there was an issue. So let's find out what was wrong with this hoof and let's get into this trim. So we ground off her shoe and now we are using a little rasping disc just to get the worst of the glue off, because this stuff destroys our knives. This glue is a different type of glue to what we use because this is a block that was put on by the farmer, and unfortunately a little bit of dermatitis has gotten under this block and it has caused an awful lot of issues. It's something that you don't get to see very often, but it does happen from time to time, and we're going to do our very best to fix it. But I assure you, this is going to be a bit of a long road to recovery for this girl. So when this girl walked in the chute, she was struggling. She could barely put this hoof on the floor, and that is why we are having to be rather delicate when we are removing this loose horn, and we are actually taking off fairly wafer thin bits of horn. That was a fair chunk, but yeah, we know precisely where we can remove this horn, and we are just trying to thin it out as good as we can and as delicately as we can, because I know there is going to be something super nasty underneath here. So we are now just going to start pain testing this hoof. It's a super important thing to do before you block a cow. We do it on basically every hoof we block. We've put a little swab over the issue because we uncovered a huge piece of digital dermatitis inside of the cavity, and it really got a little bit gnarly, and it was running all the way up all over the foot. And as we were trimming, we just nicked it ever so slightly, and it bled a lot more than we were expecting. I thought it was probably not the best thing for us to be showing you guys on camera, so we trimmed out as best we could. We've bandaged her up, and we will let this girl wander out the chute. So we're removing all the bits of block, and there shouldn't be any glue here, but we're just uncovering that issue to make sure there's no pressure on this sole ulcer. And now let's see this girl walk. She walked out to begin with, as you can see here, looking a little bit tender, but give her another 7 or 8 meters. She realizes she's got a shoe on, and she starts to walk a little bit more pain-free. You can see her just starting now to go a little bit more comfortable. But all in all, she walked out a lot better than we expected.